What's going on, everybody? All right, so today we're talking about this campaign that is officially funded. And with that being said, this is good. This is nice. And once again, we're proving that this is what people want and this is what they're believing in. And it's good to see how people are coming together and they have supported this campaign from McFarlane Toys. I am excited. This is what we wanted, and this is what we're gonna get. And it's pretty cool that we're actually getting it. It's pretty dope, pretty interesting, like I said. And what a good time it is to be seeing how all of these things are coming together and things are happening. It's a huge, huge win once again for the Snyderverse community and for Release the Air Cut, because we're seeing that this was a success. Big, big time. Ace, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you for watching. Eric, what's going on, bro? Appreciate that for tuning in. You already know it. Yes, yes. That's very good. Good to hear. Exactly. I agree with you. This is amazing. We did it, and there's still 4 days left. I think 3 or 4 days. So it got fully funded. It's literally on 99.81%. So if you haven't backed this, exclusive McFarlane Toys campaign, I suggest you go and do it, because this is a one time. If you don't back it up, you're not gonna find this in the stores. This is not. It won't be available in the stores. This is just exclusive if you back it up. So in other words, if you fund it, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I am finally happy that we're getting it, and it's gonna get done. So we're still waiting for that Batmobile from Batman versus Superman and Justice League. From McFarlane Toys. That should be dropping soon. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, you're surprised it took this long. Yeah, but we did it. We did it. That's all that matters. So with I think it's like 3 days left. It succeeded. That's all. As long as it got funded, that's all that matters. I wanted it. Like I said, I wanted this Harley. I wanted this Joker, and McFarlane Toys is like, yo, if you back it up, then we'll make it. So now it's official. It's finally complete. And like I said, like that's it. It's a done deal. It's amazing. It's amazing. I am happy as a collector to see how with the community, how we've all made this happen. And of course, we're still fighting for Release the Air Cut. This also adds more fuel to the fight, meaning that they're watching and they're aware that there's still a high demand and it's selling, which that's the key point. We want it to sell. Did you hear that Paramount's offering David Zaslav, co-CEO and chairman? Yeah, I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about all that too in a few. So like I said, I really wanted to start this video today, mainly the stream with y'all, just because I was like I was keeping an eye on it, and you all know that I'm a collector, especially for all my collectors out there. What an amazing time it is. Like it's amazing, seeing how we're still getting product from, David Ayer, Zack Snyder, and we're just proving to them, hey, there's still a huge demand. So we're still being included and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like I said, yes, sir. You already know it, Pedro. Restore the Snyderverse all day, all day. We are making moves. We're winning, and that's all that matters. With that being said, now let's move to the next topic. I want to talk about that whole thing, what has been going on with Paramount and this whole selling and the buyout. All right, look, let's be real, my friends. Let's be real. Pay close attention. All right. When it comes down to it, Netflix is already out of the picture. We can't even include them right now. Right now, they're not interested in buying Warner Brothers because of the debt that they have too much. So we gotta respect the decision, and we gotta leave that at that. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. All right, Paramount. I was all up for it, but now things are not sounding good over there, and I'll tell you why. WB has turned them down for the third time. It's not enough that they're offering to buy Warner Brothers. This is the third time that they're straight up saying no. It's not enough. Very, very good, but at the same time, it's a little concerning. I'm telling you, in the long run, I think that Comcast is gonna end up buying them. Straight up, I really think that that's what's gonna end up happening, and I am all up for it. Let's not forget Christopher Nolan is over there at Comcast with Universal, and a lot of big things can come from there. So let's keep fighting, and pretty much I think this is pretty much gonna be the final. This is our last chance, honestly, because if Paramount buys WB, let's be real, with David Zaslav still being offered a position as co-CEO and part of the chairman and the high ups executives, that's a no-no, because that means that he's just going to bring in James Gunn and he's going to continue doing the same nonsense. So I'm telling you right now, we really have to stay together, and we really have to like send the message. We need Comcast to buy them out. We do. Comcast has to be the parent company overall of Warner Brothers, and I think that that's what's going to happen in the end. They can afford them. They have the money, and that's what really matters. Light skin, what's up? Alan, what's up? You ordered Harley and Joker. Didn't really care about the so-called classic comic Harley. I still want the Jester outfit. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna back up the last one just because it just has all three. So I'm like, that's the one I really want to go with. I really just want Joker and Harley, so that's the main reason why I want it. Don't count Netflix out. They want the studio streaming and IPs. My source says don't count on them out. Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. They're not fully out. They're just waiting for the right time to strike. I know it's not over with them. They're just waiting. So I want to see how much Comcast is going to offer. We still haven't heard anything. Keeping up with what I think might be Comcast too. Yeah, I think so. I think in the long run, it would be best if Comcast ends up owning Warner Brothers. They could do so much. They have the theme parks. They put out physical media. They love to put out theatrical releases. So I see the money with Comcast coming from them. I know there have been multiple offers from multiple companies. Are there any reports on Comcast if one of them? Nothing. We haven't heard anything yet. We haven't heard anything from Comcast. Charger Six Pack, what's up? Let's see. I don't want Netflix to buy WBD. Me either. I'm be honest with you. I don't want them to. I prefer Universal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Universal. Paramount, okay, but with how everything is going and what they're saying that they're trying to offer, David Zaslav still a spot, that doesn't convince me. I'm being honest with you. Amazon, Apple, or Google. Google, I would say nah, hell nah. I don't really. Google's kind of they're kind of a shield company, honestly. I really don't. Yeah, Google owns YouTube, so if they like to censor stuff, what do you think they're gonna be doing once they own these characters? Don't think that they're not gonna give us woke characters. They're gonna give us fully woke characters. So I don't want to see Google. Apple. Apple's a phone company. I don't think that they're even interested in like the movie side. They don't even put content on their streaming service, so that tells you a lot from them. They're more focused about their phones and stuff like that. So they should just stick what they're good at. You think Paramount wants WB more than Comcast? Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. That's why I think Paramount is going to get them. Well, WB turned them down already 3 times, so that's a big red flag. That means they got to step up their game if they really want it. So it's all about money right now. This is what I was telling y'all about. Ray, what's up? The true DCU must return. Indeed, indeed, my friend. It will make a true comeback, and it's gonna make a strong comeback. Straight up, real talk. There's no and ifs or buts. I think in the end, this is just me speculating and thinking. I think Comcast is gonna be for the win. Honestly, that's what I'm just thinking. That would be nice if they made Joker, Jared Leto solo movie 2019 instead of Joker, Joaquin Phoenix movie. Yeah, anything is possible. Anything can come from all of this. Apple TV has some good exclusives. They're definitely in media. Yeah, they do, but you barely hear anything from Apple. I I don't even know from the top of my head what they have. So that says a lot. WB should go bankrupt if they are being that greedy. Yeah, I think in the end, two things are gonna happen. In the end, probably greedy David Zaslav is gonna blow it in the sense of he's gonna cause all of these offers to just walk away, and he's not gonna take any. And because of his incompetence, he's just gonna you know in the end sell everything just like Marvel did back in the 90s. I think things are gonna get sold off if he doesn't take whatever Comcast throws at him. Honestly, like that's what greed leads you to. Unfortunately. Batman will definitely. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm worried about. Don't fall for the fear around Netflix. They have been making strides in getting into theaters. This new AMC deal proves it, and they'll do a release popular titles on home next. We'll see. We'll see about that. So, I mean, like I said, nothing against Netflix, but In the long run, Netflix mainly cares about streaming, and that's where the future is heading. Say what you want, but the future is streaming. Yeah, home media. I mean, if they still want to invest in that, which is still a big market, but as we keep on moving forward, we can see it. Sony with PlayStation, Nintendo now with the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, they're forcing us to buy digital. Are we gonna stop playing the console? Let's be real. Are we really gonna stop playing PS5, PS6, PS7 if it's all straight digital? No, I doubt it. I know most of y'all are gonna be like, nah, I want the next new console. Even if they do give you digital. Unfortunately, that's what the future is gonna be. Especially after the pandemic, it's proven it. So, the theaters, unfortunately, they're slowly fading away, and it's gonna become a thing of the past. And this is why you see all these companies trying to stream, and they're all going at it: Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Amazon, Apple, HBO Max. Everything is just they might as well just combine and just turn into one damn streaming service. And that's what Comcast wants to do. Thoughts on John Campea saying the Snyderverse won't return? John Campea is a shill. Period. He's never been with the Snyderverse, and he doesn't support it. So screw him. Yeah, screw Campea. I have recently finished watching Death of a Unicorn on HBO Max. It sucked. This was absolute BS. 0 out of 10 for me. Let me ask you a question, Charger Six Pack. Was it worse than than 28 years later? Because I don't think anything could be worse than 28 years later, man. Um, Let's see, Philip, what's up? You feel whoever gets them, it's all about whether these high ups really rock with the movement. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. I feel so much bad stuff has been said about our fandom. Whoever gets it will give us a hard time. Yeah, yeah, but in the end, you always have to remember it just takes one right person in power to make it happen. Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca have renewed their contracts, so that's a good sign. So if the company does get sold, then you know that they're going to be fighting still for it. And if it doesn't sell, then that could be just ground that's shaken. But I don't think so. I think still in the end something's gonna come from it. Like I said, faith. We gotta have faith. You're not buying new systems. Uh, you're not. But when that PS6 drops, I'm getting that thing. I don't care if it's digital. I'm still gonna get it. Like you said, Fantastic Four was a letdown. Also trash. You gave that movie 2 out of 10 because that movie was absolute BS. I still haven't even seen it, so I'm just not interested into that whole MCU how it is now. John Campea says he likes Snyder films other than Rebel Moon and Sucker Punch. He's probably just saying that just so he doesn't get too much backlash and stuff. Yes, Death of a Unicorn's worse movie than 28 Years Later and Fantastic Four. Damn. All right, cool. Damn. 28 Years Later is the worst movie that I've seen this year, honestly. So I might have to check that one out and see. Campia has shit taste if he hates Rebel Moon. Yeah, just Campia's a shill. So he's only gonna be like, how much you gonna pay me? And he'll tell you straight up, yo, it's a good product. And then he'll keep on, like bashing on it and stuff like that. That's how he is. Yes, sir. But restore the Bayverse. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's gonna happen. It's happening. I'm telling you straight up. It's gonna happen. Paramount's not messing around. They're preparing things, they're getting things ready, and it's just a matter of time. So when we start hearing things, like I said, what a great time! What a great time to start seeing everything that's happening in this entertainment side. I mean, seeing this. Look, honestly, going back to the whole thing with the McFarlane Toys and that campaign, um, 99.81% it's at right now currently. It's already in the green. That means that it's fully funded. It's just probably what, like maybe like a few more orders. That's it, but it's done. It's a done deal, and there's still like 3 days left. So that tells you everything. This got funded. Period. I wouldn't be surprised if tonight, before by the end of the night, I'm on the East Coast time, so my time is literally 9:53 at the time of this recording. We still have like 3 more hours left because of the West Coast and stuff, the time zones and stuff. So I know it's gonna get funded. That's it. It's a done deal, and I'm glad. I'm really happy that that's actually it's a success. Netflix is stupid not to wanna buy Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's not that they're stupid. It's just they're smart. They're focusing more on, well, if we take this risk now, it's gonna cost us in the long run, opposed to waiting. for things to keep on getting worse for them. And like I told y'all, that's what they probably are waiting for. And then they're gonna strike. They're gonna be like, "Yo, now is the time to make the offer." They're at their lowest. Now we're gonna counter offer, and that's when we're gonna start seeing things getting out of control. So we'll see. We will see. Oh snap! It's already at 100.2%. Yo, let's go. That's it. It's a done deal. It is a done deal. Thank you, Alan, for letting me know. I just saw it a few minutes ago. That's what's up. That is what's up. I'm telling you. Nice, nice, nice. That's what matters, my friends. It's completely fully funded. That's it. Good, good, good. 81%. It's a done deal. Is there chance Henry Cavill return? Let's see what happens. Yeah, yeah. There's always a chance for all these actors and actresses to come back. Honestly, in the end, it's all about money. Actors, actresses want to get paid. Writers, directors, music composers, everything, everything. Makeup artists, sets, props. Remember, it's a big team just to put a movie. So everybody wants to get paid. It's all about money, and that's what this industry is about. It's not for charity. This is straight up a business, and that's how they have to treat it. So they have to do what they have to do. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. Da Derek Anderson said that Marvel Studios 2025 slate has all failed severely. Yeah, yeah. I agree with him. I agree with Derek. I've been watching his videos too. It's true. He's not lying. The MCU this year has been a disaster. Unfortunately, it's been a complete mess. And the problem is that they've been, putting out slop. They should have just left everything as is, but they wanted to go again with the reboot. So they screwed up everything after Endgame. They after Endgame, they literally could have redeemed themselves, but instead, like I said, I only saw the first season of Loki, and I was like, what the hell is this becoming? Like, what the hell is the future of Marvel in the movies? It's so confusing. It's so confusing. Unless you're hardcore and you're following everything to the T, like I'm talking about everything, then you won't be confused. But me, I'm just a fan of these characters because of the movies and stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna go watch every single movie every single time. No, I wasn't interested in Doctor Strange. I don't plan on watching it. I didn't see She-Hulk. Don't care about it. What else? I didn't even see what was the other one. Damn, see what I'm saying? Ant-Man. I only saw the first one. I couldn't even get past through probably the first half 30 minutes. That movie puts me to sleep. It's boring. I didn't even see 2 and 3. I'm just like I don't care about it. Um what else? What else? Bringing it to where we are right now, after that whole TVA and Loki. I didn't even see season two. I haven't been watching Hawkeye, so I'm like, yo, I have no idea. I don't care about these characters, and that's what's hurting Disney and Marvel with the whole MCU and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Universal's gonna want to use WB for their theme parks. Exactly, exactly. Outlaw Pistorero. I agree with you. They are waiting. They're gonna know how they're gonna make so much bank, and that's gonna help WB in the long run because they're gonna be like, "Yo, we're gonna get some stocks from this, and we're gonna be getting some percentages." Oh hell yeah, let's go. That's what it is. Wars of Marvel, what's up? What's going on, brother? Thank you for joining. Also, glad you could join us. Let's see, let's see. Just because I'm curious, what time is it over there right now? Where's Marvel? Because I know we're like on a massive time zone. It always trips me out just knowing like the time zone you're at. Like literally, it's 9:57 over here. What is it, like morning over there? Let's see, let's see. It's crazy. I just think about that stuff and it's just nuts. Let's see what happened now. Yeah, yeah. The what do you call it? The Harley Quinn got with Joker, Jared Leto from Suicide Squad from David Ayer got funded, so it's a done deal. That's gonna go into production soon. So the same way that the Batmobile from Ben Affleck got funded, like what it was like, I think it was like 2 months ago or something like that. Yeah, damn, time's flying by. This one got funded also, so this was literally announced like less than a month ago, and it just got funded. There's like 3 days left, so yeah, they reached their goal, which is good. So we're gonna be getting that figure soon. Marvel has always copied DC. Look at Captain America: Civil War. They straight up ripped off Batman versus Superman. Yeah, true. They even admitted it. They even said it. They straight up even said it. Wolfpack Nation Gaming. What's up? Shields on YouTube already. Oh, Shields on YouTube already starting to cry about the Snyderverse whenever it come back. The same Shields. Who says Snyder Cut will never happen? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Super Omnicron. Yeah, that name just cracks me up, yo. Wasn't there something like that during like the pandemic? Whatever, yo. Do you think that Marvel should have gone small ball and used Netflix model of Ghost Rider, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Punisher? Yeah, yeah. They should have done that. They should have started off small to build up the excitement into now how they're doing, trying to set up everything for Doomsday, leading into Secret Wars. That's what they should have done. You know, if they wanted to go with this whole new Avengers, how they wanted to do right after, I think it was what, Infinity War or Endgame, one of those two where it left out that they just looked over and you see the new, the new future cast. They should have picked up from there, but no, they just decided to do whatever the hell they're doing with the TVA with Loki, and I don't know what mess they've created. They can't even undo it. It's so sloppy right now. Like the MCU is all over the place. It's just like what DC is with James Gunn. It's all over the place. Like it's a complete disaster right now. But this is what happens when you have too many people who's in power. Loki has given me migraine. I was ready to skip Hawkeye after season 1 and 2. I didn't even see none of those. So, are we winning? Yes. Those photos mean something important. Netflix knows that we want. Give us Justice League One IMAX edition with Blu-ray release with the lantern scene and more. Yeah, yeah. They know. They all know what's up. Let's see. Let's see. It's funny how DC tries so hard to be Marvel when Marvel wants to be DC so bad. Yeah, ironic. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I agree with you. It's like tables have turned. When the MCU was all about jokes, bright colors, and laughter, they were doing good. And when DC was dark and mature with that serious tone, it was bad. And now everything flipped because once we saw, I think what it was with Doctor Strange, I don't know which one, they were really going dark. I was like, oh, they're trying to be just like DC, Captain America, Civil War, just trying to be like Batman versus Superman with that Winter Soldier. You see what I'm saying? Like now with the which is the most recent one with Thunderbolts, also known as the New Avengers. I'm like, yo, like what the hell. They messed up big time. They could still redeem themselves, but it's gonna take a minute. That's why they're bringing this old cast from the old, the old Marvel, Chris Evans, and they're gonna bring in Scarlett Johansson. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna bring in Robert Downey Jr. They're gonna do a whole bunch of things where they're gonna be like, oh, it was a different timeline or some BS and stuff like that. The mistake was Feige thinking that Rick and Morty directors were going to bring them back to to prominence. Yeah, I agree with you. More of a Marvel fan than DC, but I like both. Yeah, I like both. I agree with you. I like both. I like more DC, but I also like Marvel and stuff. I love the first Iron Man. I like the second Iron Man, the third one. Like those are my favorite. That those first three films from Iron Man to me, yo, like I enjoy them. I really do. Um, like leading up to Infinity War Endgame, it was good. That was Marvel. Then after that, it just like that's it. Like you guys are done. So now they're gonna try to do the same thing, and build up to Secret Wars and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Damn, 6:57 over there. Okay. Let's see. 11:58 a.m. Damn. Yeah, you guys on the next day already. Oh, Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley. Yeah. Let's freaking go. Take that Snyder haters, gun boys. Yeah, yeah, got funded. That's what matters. Austin, what's up? 9:58 in Australia. Damn, you guys are freaking on morning time. It's incredible. Meanwhile, over here the sun is already set a while ago. Let's see. Do you think of Dave the Film Junkie? He's a sellout. He's straight up a sellout. He's a shill now. He used to be. I used to watch him. I don't watch him anymore. It's been a long time. Like I told you, all of those that they were fighting before for the Snyderverse, they all jumped the bandwagon for the DCU, and they're all just shills right now. Unfortunately, but it just shows who they are and stuff. To this day, I still don't understand that's the Sony verse. Yeah, Sony's a disaster. And again, make it make sense. How the hell are you gonna go with the villains and have the villains of Spider-Man, but not include Spider-Man? Makes no damn sense. That's like saying, yo, you want pizza, but we're not gonna put cheese, no sauce, and no stuffed crust or anything on it. Nah, it's just the dough. That's it. Like what? That's not a pizza. Yeah, it's the same thing. Man, it's a disaster. Marvel's going to be in the 90s again. Yeah, if they keep it up. If they keep it up. Disney's they've been slacking lately. We will use the old ways. When the sales finish, I'm celebrating, and Gun Saffron need to go to Disney. Batfleck and Spidey, fan of all of them. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. We're all ready to party and celebrate, once everything happens and stuff. Jack, what's up? James Gunn's talking about fan FaceTime talks Justice League, but not canon and it's not happening. Yeah, yeah, he was saying about the whole thing with Darkseid and stuff like that. He already knows. He knows that he screwed up. He screwed up. I'm telling you, my friend, he screwed up. James Gunn dropped the ball big time. Like everybody's saying, the gun is jammed. uh CS keeping the faith. Netflix might just do it. Oh, Dave, the film junkie and True 21 had to flip, but they gotta pay the rent. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna keep the faith, man. In the end, like I said, justice always wins. And if we got the Snyder cut, we'll get the Snyderverse restored. There's no doubt about that. It just takes the right person to make it happen. Matt Reeves put Deathstroke in Batman 2. We don't know. That's what they're saying. Dave, the film junkie, always references that he had Zach on his stream and that they text sometimes. Probably they do. Probably they do. But, again, sometimes that doesn't mean nothing because, I mean, if he was really like, enjoying and liking, especially having the plug with Zach, I mean, why say, yo, like you're moving away from that? On the contrary, I would have been like, yo, we're still fighting, we're still going. What's up? That's it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't care. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. It doesn't matter, if one day this channel, if it does, if it ever reaches to like whatever high numbers where I'm gonna be like, damn, I can't believe it. I mean, currently we're like past 3,000, so I'm surprised. I'm like, wow. Even till that day that it does get to whatever ridiculous numbers, I'm not gonna sell out. I'm not gonna turn my back because that's not who I am. And you have my word. I don't mind losing everything, but I'm not losing my word. And most of all, I'm not gonna come and be fake in front of none of y'all because I'm not like that. I don't roll like that. That's why I always call it how it is. And the real ones know, and that's why they're here. And I guess something they like about the channel that it keeps on growing. So, yo, more power to you, not to me, to you for believing in me and giving me the motivation to every day put in these videos. Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'll be like, damn, like if I focus on the negative, it could be like, damn, it's discouraging. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But I'll be like, nah, screw that. It's going to happen. We got the Snyder cut. We made that happen. So if we made that happen through a merger and through everything, and especially when the CEO from WB and Sarnoff was like, yeah, we want to thank Zach for his trilogy. I'm like, yo, hold on. We ain't get no trilogy. We're still missing all these other movies, especially Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. What's up? You get what I'm saying? So, we just have to keep on pushing and, we just have to use the always. That's it. True DC fans, we're done with Gunn the moment Cavill was gone. Yeah, big time. The moment that they announced the Suicide Squad, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be bad. And look, and that's exactly where we are right now. Matt Reeves wants Batman 3, but probably is James Gunn worried about canceled Batman DCU Brave and Bold. Yeah, at the rate that we're going, and notice how now Andy Muschietti's jumping on the center of attention, talking about that soon we're gonna be hearing updates of Batman Brave and the Bold. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That movie might not even see the daylight. So I'm telling y'all right now, especially with all these they're just trying to do that because they're all worried. Andy Muschietti, James Gunn, they're all worried knowing that they're gonna pull the plug on them. And they're like, yo, we gotta make some type of noise. Nobody cares about your crap. We're more interested in what Zach is putting out with these pictures, and we're fighting for the restored Snyderverse. So come on, you are outnumbered. It's already proven. Superman 2025 was a worldwide flop. That's it. That's it. It's done. I wonder if all DCU projects will be canceled before this sale. I hope so. It's not going to surprise me if Zach announces something on Vero like he did with the Snyder Cut. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. I'm telling y'all. I think things are happening behind closed doors. And what I think is, in the end, Comcast is going to be the winner. I don't know why, but I have a feeling. Something tells me, I don't know why, that Comcast is going to end up owning WB in the long run. That's weird that Gunn and Snyder work together in Dawn of the Dead. No, it's not weird. It's just, it's Hollywood. It's show business. It could happen. Um, that's what they wanted to do. That's what they did. But I like that movie. I really do. Dawn of the Dead is one of the movies that I really like, and as a zombie fan, it's one of my favorites also. Let's see. I wouldn't be mad at DC Marvel crossover, the Alliance bid. Yeah, but it's too early. I think it's too early. Let both companies do their thing. end whatever they're working on, and then if they want to do a crossover, go for it, by all means. But at the moment, nah, I don't want to see no crossover right now. Just nah, let them just stick to what they're doing. What you see Ben Affleck Batman solo movie look like? What do I see it as? That's $1 billion movie once they announce it, but they won't never know until they actually announce it. See it as a real one. New Yorkers roll like that. I mean, I'm from Florida, but appreciate the compliment. Two questions. Do you think Zach is really interested in doing more DC? Yes. And how confident do we all feel about seeing more of the Snyderverse? Well, I'm 100 and plus confident and seeing more of it. And for sure, Zach wants to keep on doing more. So that tells you everything. Predator, Badlands will flop at the box office. Zootopia and Avatar, Fire and Ash still isn't enough. Zootopia 2 won't surpass the first Avatar. Fire and Ash will be the lowest films. That would be a shocker, but at the rate that we're going, I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't. The Brave and the Bold could be hit if it's done right. It could, but not with James Gunn and with Andy Muschietti. I'm being honest. Andy Muschietti already showed us what he could do with superheroes and Batman and the Flash. So I'm like, I don't want none of that, honestly. The Trinity will unite again. Yeah, they will. They will. Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. We'll see more of them. You'll see. You'll see. It's a matter of time. Sean, what up? Can we see a director's cut of Flash? Everything in Snyderverse once is restored in full. I need Justice League 2, 3, Batfleck. Any news on DCU cancellations? Restore Snyderverse. Right now, it's not looking too good for James Gunn with the DCU. So he's pretty much entered panic mode, meaning you better get your act together. But I think it's too late because the damage is already done. So and with the way that they're putting out things, they already know that the Snyderverse is in high demand and it's still wanted by a lot of people. The minority, which is the James Gunn fans, they couldn't prove us wrong because Man of Steel surpassed the numbers 12 years ago and they made profit. And 12 years later, we're here in 2025, and James Gunn's movie, it tanked worldwide, but they love to say that they won domestically. What an embarrassment! What an embarrassment! Universal wants to buy WB because they could use Harry Potter. Universal World Park. Yeah, they already have a whole section of the whole Harry Potter thing. If you've been to the one in Universal Orlando, that they had the dragon at the top that it, like shoots fire. It's pretty dope. But it's just a little small area, like a city and stuff. It's huge, but small at the same time. But yeah, I know that they would capitalize and do so much. They would do so much to milk it for their theme parks and stuff. So it would be good. Let's see if Paramount takes Zaslav as CEO, then it's a wrap for Zach and crew. God forbid. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. If Paramount does end up buying WB, they're bringing David Zaslav as CEO still, or co-CEO, something like that. That's they're talking about, and we already know if that happens, it's over because David Zaslav is gonna bring Jackass James Gunn again, and then they're gonna continue doing the same disasters that they are right now. And if they do that, I'm telling y'all, my friends, it's over. It's over officially for the Snyderverse. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but if Paramount, Skydance do acquire WB, it's over for the Snyderverse. I'm sorry to say it, but that's gonna be the reality. Because then after that, it's like, yo, they're taking over. They're bringing in still. They're dragging the baggage with David Zaslav, a complete idiot that doesn't even know how to run WB. Buddy buddies with James Gunn, and James Gunn's buddy buddies with Peter Safran. And guess who's still at Paramount? Walter Hamada. So you see, the same freaking regime will continue. The same reign of terror will continue. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We need to keep pushing. In the end, like I said, I think Comcast is going to buy them, and that would be the best solution. Christopher Nolan is at Comcast with Universal right now. That's what we need to be fighting and sending the message out there. Yo, Comcast, you need to buy them. Period. That's how it has to go. Do you know Future Movies World Zone YouTube channel talks James Gunn? Nah, I have no idea who that is. Um, that's your favorite zombie movie too? Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, good movie. Let's see. My bad, Floridians roll like that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh damn, I'm a little bit backed up on comments, so yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Let me see if I can try to catch up. Ben Affleck Batman solo movie should do New York like Gotham City. That would be cool. Let me see. Y'all talking among each other. Okay. Netflix and Universal are currently battling each other to buy WB. Who do you think would want WB? Netflix or Universal? Both of them want it. They all want it. The question is, which one of all three of them are willing to invest? That's all. That's all it takes. Like how bad do you want it? Like, are you willing to spend and counter offer? And if the other one counter offers high, are you able to outbid them? Because that's how it is. It's like, let's say for example, they refuse 60 million. Okay, how about the counter offer? I'm like tongue twisted today. The counter offer of 60 billion, bump it up to 80 billion. Oh, you're gonna still say no to that? Go up 100 billion. Like, damn, you still gonna turn that down? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, when is going to be the top where David Zaslav's gonna be like, all right, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna take it. And I think in the end, Comcast is the one that has that money. I don't see Paramount, Skydance with that much money like that. Universal, they got money. Comcast, I mean, they got theme parks. These people make money on a daily basis, just with the theme parks. They also own Volcano Bay. They just opened Nintendo World, so they got money pouring in. That's not a problem with Comcast, and they got Xfinity, the internet, phone companies too. Yo, like that's a done deal. They got money. Paramount doesn't have that type of money like that. Even though that they just got merged with Skydance, but still. Disney and WB are going to press the self-destruct button. Yeah, pretty much. TikTok and Snapchat will be gone forever. I hope so. Try to go see Zack Snyder theaters. Yeah, and the theaters will be the best bet. Have you heard that WB turned down Skydance for a third time? Yeah, yeah. The question is, notice how they turned them down three times, but what's been the offer after the 60 billion? Nobody's talking about that. That's what I want to know. I know the first time was 60 billion that they turned down, David Zaslav, but what was the other two counter offers from Paramount? We haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. So if anybody knows how much, let me know, because we haven't heard anything of that. Netflix was trying to get WB, but we know that they're not getting better on the worldwide. Yeah, yeah. Netflix is they're good, but at the same time they could be a mess. Don't nobody want Gun or another reboot. True, true. I agree with you, Ray. Um, Let's see. If you ever stay at Doubletree Hilton, they'll give you a cookie every guest for Doubletree by Hilton. Those bastards. You know how many times I stayed there and they've never given me a cookie? Damn, I'm about to go and claim all those cookies. I'm hyped for a reunion of Batflick or for what? CEO for another full circle. We need everyone. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Yeah, yeah. I want to see all of them. Honestly, I want to see a reunion with all of them. I want to see the Universal or Paramount to buy WB. Yeah, I think at this point, I think I want more Universal, which is Comcast, because Paramount still has Walter Hamada. They're trying to make David Zaslav a co-CEO, and you already know that David Zaslav is going to bring all this the circus with him, meaning James Gunn and Peter Safran. So I really hope that Comcast is the one that buys them out. You hope that Comcast Universal does buy them. I was hoping Netflix, but now they don't want it. Yeah, yeah. I really hope so, Comcast. I heard that Comcast gets DC, they might give Hulk back to Marvel. I don't know how to feel after Endgame and she turd. I doubt that. I doubt that. It would be nice if they just keep it and say, you know what, screw that. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, money talks in the end, and in the end, that's what these greedy companies want. So I would be like too. I'll be like, you want the Hulk back? Cool. How much you want for it? Like how much you willing to pay for it, Disney? Can you imagine Bully 2 make social media, TikTok, and video game Rockstar? Yeah, Bully 2 would be awesome. Matt Reeves is remember to put Deathstroke, but Batman 2, that's crazy. Yeah, he's trying to, but I mean, those are rumors. We don't know if that's even gonna happen. At this point, I don't even think with the shakeup that's going on, I don't think it's gonna happen either with Matt Reeves' universe. Zack Snyder is not he hasn't moved on. He's gonna try to get uh he's what will he try to get better? Um yeah, I guess he's just trying to come back and stuff. So the first offer was 20, second was 22, and the third was 23. Oh, that's what it was. Share plus co-CEO Zaslav, 2 billion given to Zaslav, even if the law didn't let them acquire WB in the end. Hell nah. Hell nah. Nah, hell no. Oh, hell no. Straight up, man. That's it. Nah, they need to they need to raise that price. That's not enough, honestly. Looking at it, yeah. I want to see what Comcast is gonna counter offer. Like straight up. You wonder if Flash and Cyborg will have photos next as with Joker. That would be cool. That would be nice to see. Universal or Paramount better not turn WB into a subsidiary, or I'm going to lose faith with them. Yeah, yeah. I don't see Universal doing that. I could see Paramount doing that, but I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's all about money. It's all about money, honestly. Do you think Clayface can get canceled? Yeah, the best thing that they can do is to cancel it. Honestly, that would be the best thing that they can do at this point because everything is right now uncertain. Is all uncertain and everything is just completely with the DCU crumbling. Let's be real. Nothing is making money. Meanwhile, think about that. That's why I posted and I wanted to talk about this video for McFarlane to be doing a crowd campaign, if you want to say, to fund and say, all right, let's see if the Snyder fans are really going to come through. Yo, it got funded. That's it. We funded the Batmobile. This is the done deal. You made money and you made more money. With now David Ayer's Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley. I mean, yeah, Joker and Harley. It got funded. And there's still 3 days left. What is that telling you? And whatever they get in the next 3 days is extra money. So that's good. It's gonna help them. That's it. It's one and done. That's it. Like wrap it up. Just release the air cut. Go back to what was working. The Snyderverse. That's it. How many times do we have to prove to you that we are the majority? Meanwhile, with James Gunn, there's no campaigns. There's nothing is selling. Nothing is selling. So they need to look at that. Zack Snyder might put photos Jared Leto as Joker. That would be cool. That would be nice. Imagine Christopher Nolan becoming one of the CEO at DC Studios, and maybe with Zack. That would be beautiful. Man, I don't even have words to say how amazing that would be. I can see that happening. I can see that happening, honestly. Let me see. You have a feeling that Zach will announce something in November. Plus, how he's awesome. We'll see a trailer with the Emerald Cut of Justice League. An announcement, a lineup we all want. Yeah, probably that would be nice. Yo, you know what would be nice now that you said that? Like how he did. Imagine how when he was teasing with that book, like what, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. I think it was what Crisis. That he was, we were all speculating, to that. What if he comes back out with something similar? That would be dope. That would be nice. I would not be surprised. And Thanksgiving, time of the season to be thankful, to be grateful, and at the same time to tease things that are coming. That's just me. James Gunn is worried, doesn't want to cast a new Batman. He doesn't want to get the movie bad film. DCU, yeah, DCU is doing bad, doing terrible. um Nolan will unfortunately be busy with other projects at Universal. Yeah, but he still has influence, so he can still tell the people from Universal, hey, look, let's do this with Zach. I suggest you do this because look, there's money there for you guys. And in the end, they all want theatrical releases, so that will be a big, big plus for everyone. James Gunn would never try to get Wonder Woman, Swamp Thing, and Brave and the Bold. Go on about Batman 2 MCU. I mean DCU. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all a mess. It's all completely a big mess right now. But in the end, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm excited to see what's gonna be next, and I'm really, really excited to see what the counter offer of Comcast is gonna be. So we should be hearing that soon. We don't know when, but we're gonna be hearing that soon. Probably they're just working on what's gonna be good for stocks and the shareholders and stuff like that. So they're probably doing numbers, which is understandable and stuff like that. So, but like I said, in the end, all that really matters, at the moment is that Zach is making noise, we're making noise. This campaign got funded for Harley Quinn and Joker, and soon, to everybody that pre-ordered, I mean not pre-ordered, to everybody that backed it up and supported it, we're gonna be getting it. That's all that matters, and I'm excited. I am not, like I am not surprised that it got funded, and I know some people were like, "Damn, it took a while," but it got funded. That's all that matters. I'm happy. I'm happy. Zack Snyder Zack Snyder breathe us the fans, sharing, smashing like buttons, etc. Yeah, yeah, big time, pretty much. You have already lost my confidence, faith, and respect for Marvel for running the characters during post Endgame. Yeah, for ruining them, big time. I know how you feel. I can relate. That's exactly how I feel about DC right now. You know, after the Snyder cut, it's like we went from all that peak level of cinema to what the hell is going on right now, because that's where we are right now. What the hell's happening? You know. But it is what it is, my friends. You know, in the end, we won. We got this crowd, you know, funding campaign. It got funded. That's all that matters. You know, and we're showing them this is what we wanted. This is what we're getting. Bring it, and we're still gonna be backing it up. Zack Snyder knows Justice League 2 and 3 will get a return. I need that Batflick movie more than one film. I need a Bat Family movie in the Snyderverse. Make the Batflick movie. We'll be getting all that soon, my friends. I'm telling you. Let this whole shakeup pass and everything that they're doing, you know, because this is all just about numbers in the end. You know, it's all about numbers. They're businesses. Remember that. You know, we're here. We're ready. They know the numbers, and they're probably drawing up the conclusion, saying, "Hey, look, if we continue, and I hope they would be listening to this. If you continue with David Zaslav, James Gunn, and Peter Safran, it doesn't matter if you go to a buyout to a new company, that's going to still drag, and that baggage is going to become more of a burden to your company. So the best bet would be just buy them all out, clean house, you know, get rid of them, fire them, and bring in what's working and what people have been asking for and demanding. And I guarantee you the ROI, the return on investment, is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. Fabian, what's up? Restore Snyderverse. Yes, sir. Gun Super Gun. Kindness is the new punk rock. Stabbed in the chest with a kryptonite spear. Batfleck, I believe you. That whole punk rock, man. I'm so sick and tired of hearing James Gunn talking about punk rock. You know, it's like I don't even know what the hell is punk rock, honestly. You know, at this point, I think he's just making things up. You know, it's like James Gunn. How old is he? He's like 75. He still thinks he's 25. You know, he thinks he's a rock star in his mind. I mean, yo, act your age, honestly. Let's be real. You know, it's pretty disgusting. Disney will also go bankrupt as well for the worst thing that Disney has ever done. Yeah. What you want should play Mr. Oh, who should play Mr. Freeze in Ben Affleck's Batman movie? I have no idea. Whoever they want to cast, whoever they want to cast, well, as long as they cast somebody right. Some agenda thing probably. Always. Unfortunately, that's what it's always about and stuff like that. But at least we got this McFarlane Toys funded, so that's the good thing, and I'm excited for that. Well, that's the time that I got for today, my friends. I know that today I didn't really come online too much. This weekend I'm gonna be busy, so you know, pardon me if you guys don't see no updates or anything and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be real busy this weekend. But I should be back if anything, you know, back to schedule by Sunday. So just in case if you guys, if news do come out and you don't see me talk about it tomorrow or Saturday, it's just that I'm gonna be real busy and stuff like that. So, but for sure, you know, if I have some time, of course I'll come back. But for sure on Sunday I'll be back, you know, at normal and shit like that. So we'll be good and we'll be talking and we'll see what happens and stuff. So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out. And don't forget, go fund that thing if you haven't before it closes in 3 days. Peace out.